Hey guys, welcome to Nick's Wildlife. Today we're going to be talking about 5 knots I think you should know. That's right guys, we're talking about 5 knots today. Now these 5 knots are primarily used in an outdoor setting. However, they're so helpful around the house, it would behoove you, just to at least gander, take a look at these 5 knots. All right, so the first knot that I have for you is the half-hitch. It's basically useless by itself. So you're probably like, well, why the hell are you showing this? Well, when you use it in conjunction with a second half-hitch, it's a pretty useful knot. So the half-hitch is good for a ridgeline tie-off, for your shelter. Tying off the end of the rope once you've tied some other knot. And I'll show you that right now. So let's get some terminology here. This end that you're working with, it's called the working end, go figure, right? And the other side here is going to be your standing end or standing line. So what you're going to want to do is take your rope, wrap it around your object, in our case the tree, and then you're going to come, I like to do it underneath your standing end, and then come through that loop, pull it tight. That's a half hitch. So you can see it doesn't really stay very tight, so that's why you do the double half hitch. So same thing, take your rope, come around your working end, underneath your standing end, take the working end through that loop, pull it nice and tight, and make another loop under and through, and that's going to give you a double half hitch. The second knot I have for you is called the Taut-line hitch. So the Taut-line hitch is good for tying off your tent stakes, or even, if you got a line secured up, maybe it comes loose and you need to put a little more tension on there. That's what a Taut-line hitch is good for. So let me show you. Okay, the Taut-line hitch, same thing. You're going to come around your object. You're going to come up and over and wrap it around twice. Okay, then you're going to come and make a loop underneath, just like this, and now you can really crank down. So if you pull on your rope, you can slide this, and then you got a Taut-line hitch. All right, the third one I have for you is called the trucker's hitch. Truckers primarily use it. That's where it originated. It's very good for outdoor use when you need to put a lot of tension on a line. So if you really need to crank down on something to get it real nice and tight, the trucker's hitch is what you're going to want to use. Let's take a look. So you're going to take it, fold it up on itself, making a loop just like this. Take your working end, feed it up through the loop, and you're basically just making a slip knot here. So pull that nice and tight. Then you're going to take your working end, wrap it around your object that you're trying to tighten it down on, feed it through the loop that you just made, and at this point you could just pull it nice and tight. Okay, you see that there? And then you just tie that off with a double half hitch. Okay, so the fourth one is going to be the fisherman's knot, or double fisherman's knot. This is good for tying up 2 lines to each other. If you need to make one very strong line, it's a very good knot to know. So in case you end up with 2 small pieces of rope or cordage of some sort, and you got to tie them together to make it longer, this is a good knot to know. This is the Fisherman's knot. You're going to take these two lines, make them parallel to each other. Start with whatever end you want to. Loop it back on itself, so you got something looking like this. Pinch that between your thumb, wrap it around twice, and on the second one, you're going to come up through both of these wraps that you just made and your loop that you kept there, and pull that tight. Okay, once you got the first one, you're going to take and make the second one. So you want to orientate it the same way that you just tied the last one, so that the knots line up right. Fold it back on itself again, pinch it right there, wrap around once, twice, and on the second one you're coming up and through. Coming up and through that. Pull it tight, and now you can pull these together. And they're going to bite on each other real nice. And you should get something that looks basically like that. The fifth one I got for you is the Prusik knot. Now this knot is from climbing. They use it as a safety tie-off. However, it does have some real good practical use in an outdoor setting, such as camping. The last one is the Prusik. You basically are going to wrap it around 3 times. So just hang a loop over your line. See this here? And you just pull your slack through 3 times. That's once. It's twice. And that's 3 times. Now, just tighten it down. Pull it nice and slow. Try to avoid what I just did. But you can straighten that out. Because you don't want this crossing like that. And I'll just dress it up real nice. Until you get something that looks like that. So you can slide it on the line real easy, just like this. And when you're ready to tie something off, or you got a tent stake, you pull on that, it doesn't go anywhere. And it's just like this again to loosen it up. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for our knots video. I hope you learned something. At least you can use these knots around the house, or get out here and go camping and put them to use. As always, get outdoors and live wild. I'll see you next time. This freaking wind is killing me. This wind is just brutal. How rude. How rude can these geese be? Sorry, that was weird. In conjunction, is that? I don't know if that's right. I got a little buddy over there.